What's going on, guys? Welcome back to No Reserve Radio. I'm Rehn. With me, as always, Angelo and Austin. NBA season. It is back. We are recording this episode on... Holy crap, what is today? Today is Thursday. It is Thursday. The first games were played on Tuesday, but the first real day of the NBA regular season was yesterday. Because while those first two games do count, they're the kickoff games. They're not like a slate of NBA action. It's two games.
Perfect.
There is two teams that we're missing though.
What do you mean?
We won't be able to assess the Bucks or the 76ers.
They play tonight, right? They're actually about to tip off here shortly. Yeah. Which is fair, but I'm just excited basketball's back. I know Angelo didn't get to watch the Cavs last night. He had to suffer through the Pacers game.
I have a whole rant about that if you want me to go in.
Okay, hold on. Let's get the question of the week out of the way, and then we'll do rant time with Angelo on Valley Sports.
I'm about to say it has nothing to do with the games. Absolutely nothing to do with the games.
Okay, so the question of the week is, who is someone that you've met one time or a couple times, however many times, and they've left a lasting impact on you? Like, so for me, I'll start it just to kind of give you an idea for what I was thinking when I read the question. When I was a child, I was deathly afraid of thunderstorms, like horribly afraid of thunderstorms. To point of like sheer unadulterated panic attacks. Not a great place to have them during a storm because you're just constantly going to keep doing it. It was really horrible. And my uncle was trying to help me, and like, keep in mind, I'm like 5 years old, and he was like getting books on like storms and weather, and like I learned a bunch about the weather, and that's why I have like an above average knowledge on how the weather works, because I was horribly afraid of it. But what finally got me out of it was he took me to a local news station, and being a kid, you see a man on TV, that man is important, right? And I met Bob Gregory, who was a local weatherman. Great dude. And he like explained it to me like I was 5, because I was, and like helped me understand it in a way that I never would have got out of a textbook. And ever since then, I didn't have a fear of thunderstorms. So,
interesting.
Now Angelo's gonna ruin it because he was evil giggling when I asked. So, do we want to like have Austin save the day after, or just let Angelo ruin it?
No, let's really just do Austin the day.
So,
just do Austin now. It's okay.
That's what we're doing. So, mine was my very first boss I had out of high school, or while I was still in high school. And he was this like 75-year-old dude who built a company from the ground up. And he just kind of instilled a lot of the work ethic that I kind of use today. It's not crazy, but just old dude, really just salt of the earth, earned everything he had. So that's really what I credit my work ethic to.
Good answer.
I don't have a fear of thunderstorms.
No, he just has a fear of shooting threes as a center.
Yes.
All right, Angelo, ruin it.
I think I'm going to ruin it too hard. So, I, for the most part, am a relatively like safe person. So, in fact, even on 2K, I didn't used to take the shots I used to take on 2K. I don't even think Austin remembers. Screw it, just chuck something up, Angelo. But
I think I do.
You do? You kind of do? Okay. But regardless, I worked with this dude. This dude's name was Frankie, all right? He didn't work with me very long, but before I met Frankie, I never drank. I never like tried different things generally, but he kind of just the way he approached life, he was just like, Evan, let's just do it. Like, he would always have different ideas for business, and he'd have a terrible way of going about it, terrible way of thinking. And he'd just say the most ridiculous things that I cannot repeat on this podcast.
Please
In,
don't.
in fear of in fear of demonetization. But it's him. I can't give you too many stories, but it's him. I can give this story. So we used to have like post-it notes, an overly abundant amount of post-it notes in the store I worked at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and not like we sold them. No, this was office supply. We had like a year's worth of post-it notes, and we used like one post-it note pack like a month, if that. So we decided to get the post-it notes, and we wrote on the post-it notes. He wrote Angelo sucks, and I wrote Frankie sucks, and we hid them in little nooks and crannies around the store for other people to find. So, like, just recently, I left the last job I had. Someone sent me a picture of a Frankie sucks that I hid. And he's like, they're going to be tearing down this building. They're going to find this. I was like, yeah,
Probably.
yeah, they are.
I mean, I'm not going to tell on myself too much, but I've definitely left little memoirs that I was there at every place of employment I've ever left.
You're not going to tell? Okay.
No, like they're just, if they ever like are remodeling or something and they're like, oh, what's this on the 2x4? There's just like something I wrote when I was 17. I don't know. Probably stupid. Before we get into Angelo's Valley Sports rant, the only news, because most of the news today is related to games. So the only news I wanted to really talk about, did you guys see the James Harden story?
No. What's the James Harden story?
So James Harden had a 10-day personal matter absence from the 76ers, right?
Sure.
It sounds like it was legit, whatever. Irrelevant. So once he was back at practice, the team informed Harden that it would benefit both sides if he just stayed home and just worked out and didn't come with the 76ers on their season opening road trip, because they start the season on the road. Harden kind of ignored that, and he showed up to the airport and he tried to get on the team plane, keeping in mind he's still under contract with the 76ers. And security barred his way, would not let him on the plane, and made him leave the airport.
That's funny.
It's hilarious. So hopefully that means that there's going to be a trade or something soon. Just put us out of our misery. End this. All right, Angelo. Go ahead.
So, Rehn, please explain to me why you pay whatever. I think it was like when I had YouTube TV, I paid somewhere between $50 and $100 for the season of YouTube TV on top of NBA League Pass. Now, luckily, the 2K version we got had League Pass, but regardless, you pay for League Pass, okay?
Right.
And I can't see the team that I'm an hour's drive away from because of a stupid and not only that, Austin read back the thing, because I didn't read that little message on League Pass that says you can go back and watch the game 3 days after the game's been played. Who's gonna do that? Who's gonna do that? Who's gonna do it?
I mean, if I'm
3 days, there's
yeah.
probably another game that's been played. Go on.
Yeah, like if there was, like, let's say, for example, you don't catch, let's say Luka drops 83 tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you don't watch it, right?
Sure.
You can go watch the highlights, but don't you want to watch that game? Like, that's the only situation I could see. Like, just seeing how they did it. I don't think, like,
an hour away from the stadium, Rehn, and I can't watch the games.
That's different. local blackouts are asinine. I totally agree. I'm not arguing that. Yeah, I was just commenting on the 3-day part. That's the only situation where I think the 3-day part, like I would watch another game during the season. Like I've gone back and like watched like the flu game, like on NBA when it plays on NBA TV because they'll play like classic games or like the 2010
Sure.
NBA Finals. Absolutely. But the only way I would probably go back and watch an NBA game from this season is if it was something like there's a record being broken or just a really good game. But no, local blackouts.
It's so stupid.
It wasn't as bad when FS1 had the rights to all these teams.
Correct.
Bally as a company, like they're going bankrupt. They're not paying teams anymore. They're losing the rights. They're going to court, being forced to pay. Like, again, I just said it about the James Harden story. Just put it out of its misery, end it, because it's at the point it's ridiculous. When not that long ago, like 5 years, maybe a little longer than 5 years. No, about 5 years ago. You could just turn on Fox Sports Midwest and watch the Pacers, Cavs, Bulls. Like it was just on. It was part of your normal TV package. I had to jump through because I don't like if the season's over, I don't pay for Bally. There's no point. So yesterday, right before tip off, I was jumping through all the hoops of trying to get it to work because they don't make it easy because they make it to where you don't want to cancel it because you don't want to go through all the hoops again of getting it set back up. And it is ridiculous that that's your only option. You have to, like, if you are an NBA fan and you have League Pass, you also have to have Bally in order to watch your own team. That's ridiculous. Now I get if it like maybe if it was a nationally televised game, then it's a local blackout and you have to watch the because it's nationally televised. It's on everything. But in terms of just an average game, you should never not be able to watch your local team.
So here's the thing. Even when I had YouTube TV, the local stations didn't have Bally, so I wasn't able to watch the Indians Cavaliers with my regular YouTube TV subscription, and I still wasn't able to watch them with YouTube TV plus. There has to be like some. That's just ridiculous. That's just ridiculous.
No, it absolutely is, and it seems like Bally as a company is on the downswing. So hopefully someone else will pick up the rights. That's not.
It deserves bankrupt, then buried in the ground, then the ground.
Well, it went. I browsed the Wikipedia page last night during halftime. From my understanding, they went bankrupt. They were bought by a casino, and now they're going bankrupt again. So it's weird that when you have horrible business practices and you continue those horrible business practices, it keeps backfiring on you.
Weird.
That said, I'm giving them my money because
No way, no.
All right, I have to. Like,
no.
This Pacers team is fun.
I'll watch every damn Pacers game with you. I don't care. No.
All right.
For Angelo.
I mean, in your own head, be it. I would definitely want to watch that Cavs team, but you do you.
It's not that I don't want to watch the Cavs team.
So we're gonna review all the games last night. Where do you guys want to start? Cavs. Okay.
Max Strus game.
The what? Oh, the Max Strus game.
Yep.
Yeah. So while that was happening, you went to bed.
Yes.
And all I heard from Austin was, "Oh no." And there's something else. There is something else that happened that I'm going to attempt to skirt over.
Yep.
Because this has not become an Angelo episode. So it was a close game.
It was a close game.
114 to 113.
What happened to Greenlight Bridges?
Hold on. I'm
Alcohol.
pulling stuff up. I didn't think we were going to start on the Cavs. I had the Cavs way further down the list, so I had to pull up all their stuff.
I mean, he
And the
dropped
36
20.
points from. Go on, sorry.
He dropped 20. He didn't have like a quiet game.
That's a Miles Bridge Suns game if I've ever seen it.
But to be fair, like they kind of fed the hot hand in Cam Thomas.
Yep.
Yeah, and like
Canto.
what like the rest of Bridges' stat line, because he had 20 points, right? 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. That's a great stat line. So I don't know like why we're dunking on Bridges here.
Like he's dunking on Bridges.
You get what I'm saying. When the Cavs, who are a significantly better team, right? Like we're all in agreement, the Cavs are a significantly better team than this Brooklyn team. They needed a Donovan Mitchell 30-foot shot with 12 seconds left to go up 1. Like
Now timeout. You are Mr. Runs guy, and you have the evidence of a 36-point Cam Thomas game. What if I told you someone off the bench gave the Nets 36 points and the Cavs still won? They don't win that game last year. That's all I'm saying.
no, absolutely not. But I don't
The
think
Cavs survived the run.
I don't think
That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is I don't think Mikal Bridges was part of the problem. I think he had a very, very good game. Because if this is,
I'm not saying he's part of the problem. I'm saying he didn't like showcase the green light I thought he had.
So it's one game, right? But
yeah, fair.
If he finishes the season with an average of 20.6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals, that's a really good stat line for the season, right?
Yeah, that's a good stat line, but
right,
it's not. It's not improvement to me. I'm sorry.
Okoro was pretty impressive for me too, just from the highlights I saw. Stat-wise, 18 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Garland was really quiet, and that was kind of surprising to me. He only had 15. I'm saying only had 15 points and 5 assists. Karis LeVert. Oh, go ahead.
The Cavs backcourt has this weird dynamic of, or front court has this weird dynamic of when Mitchell is going off, Garland kind of takes a back seat to it. So Mitchell and Strus were going off, so I can kind of see how Garland took a back seat.
But the thing that jumped out to me because I didn't obviously watch any of the highlights or anything until later of the day because I woke up and went to work. Yeah. But when I checked the box scores this morning, I think the thing that was surprising to me was seeing Mitchell with 4 steals.
Yeah, that's not gonna continue.
Now, I'm the first to say I don't think like steals and blocks, I don't think that's conducive to defense, right? Like those are stats and they're part of defense, but they're not the mark of a good defender. That said, I was impressed to see 4 steals from him because, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's easily his career high for steals, right?
I'd have to look that up.
I think it is. I think his previous was 3. But Cam Thomas, that's definitely one to talk about. Not the player I would expect to go off, but in a game with Max Strus and Cam Thomas were the leading scorers this game.
Yeah.
I have nothing else to say to that. And then Cam Johnson and Cam Thomas both had opportunities to win the game at the end. They missed. Evan Mobley was really quiet. 10.6 boards, 1 assist, and 2 blocks. They don't need him to go out and get a bucket, though. They need him to play elite defense. And Jarrett Allen. Did Jarrett Allen not play?
I don't recall.
Jarrett Allen did not play. Okay, that's why I didn't see him on my recap. Nick Claxton, meh. Ben Simmons almost had a double-double, but it was rebounds and assists. This is the Ben Simmons comeback here.
I told you. I called it.
No, 100% is. I think the reason this game was so close, though, was the free throw disparity. I don't know how much you guys have looked at the box score. To be fair, I didn't look this in depth on it, but
Decent amount, but
so do you know what the free throw discrepancy was?
wasn't it something like 30 to 15?
No, 30. Well, the Cavs were 9 for 10. The Nets were 20 for 26.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they,
something
the
along
Nets
those
got to the line a lot more.
Yeah.
Who are we going to next?
Doesn't matter to me.
All right, well, let's just go Pacers, Wizards.
There you go. You want to talk? Yeah, okay.
No. I want to get it out of the way.
The game we watched together, at least for half until I had to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and let's talk about your boy.
My boy.
Your boy.
The boy.
Jordan Poole 0 for 6 from 3. What do you keep saying every time we mention Jordan Poole in the party or even on the podcast? What is it you say?
You can't have no splash without the pool.
Why were there no splashes?
Because he was too busy getting to the lane, I guess.
He only had 18 points. He was 0 for 6 from deep, Angelo.
Yeah, but he could have had 30 if he hit some of those threes.
But he didn't. And he got blown out.
He did. The Wizards defense looks atrocious. They don't even look like they're playing defense out there.
I don't think that's fair to say.
You scored
No.
144 points. Did you saw the same shots I saw? They literally left people wide open. How many Bruce Brown wide open?
No. Out of the 6, because Bruce Brown hit 6, I believe. Out of the 6 he hit, there was only 2 that were wide. Like, we kept commenting on the fact, how did he hit that shot? Why did he shoot that shot? And he was hitting them. Same with Buddy Hield. I'm not saying that the Wizards' defense is great by any means. It's barely.
Tragic.
It's not even good. It's not
Tragic.
trash.
It's tragic.
It is not tragic.
It's tragic. You guys were running in a straight line to the rim, and it worked every time.
So last season, the Pacers led the league in transition points. They led the league in transition. No, they were second in the league in transition play percentage. And they were like third in pace. And now they've added Obi Toppin. And they've added Bruce Brown. Players that like to get out and run. I want to see what it looks like when they play a better team for sure, because the Wizards are hot garbage. But I don't know. I really liked what I saw from the Pacers. Homerism aside, Halliburton and Nembhard both having double-doubles as the starting and backup point guard. Benedict Mathurin, sophomore season, doesn't look
really
like
good.
he's slumping. He got 18 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Obi Toppin, who, again, I have as a dark horse to win Most Improved Player. His first points in a Pacers uniform were off a lob from Halliburton. Miles Turner, mad game. Like, he was there, but...
He hit a few threes, I noticed.
Bruce Brown, easily, for me, player of the game. Stellar defense, great shooting. Like, you can't not talk about the shooting with him. Buddy Hield off the bench this year. Still one of the most efficient shooters in the league. The rest of the Pacers, not really worth mentioning. The only players that really impressed me on the Wizards, Kyle Kuzma. So Kyle Kuzma is an interesting one because he
crazy shots.
25 points, but 0 assists, 2 rebounds, wasn't playing defense. Do we really care about the 25 points then when it's a blowout?
I mean, he was the person who generated the offense the best for them, so yeah. I mean,
I think for me, the most impressive players for the Wizards last night were Tyus Jones and DeLon Wright. And it's not DeLon Wright's stats because he had 8.6 rebounds, 6 assists. That doesn't jump off the page, but he's just one of those like traditional hard-nosed players that gets in the way. Like a less talented Marcus Smart, I guess. And then Tyus Jones, I've always been a fan of Tyus Jones. I think we talked about it in one of the off-season episodes about his fit with Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole, again, I'm not saying he's not a good player. I'm just saying now he's the guy, and I'm not sure if we're going to get the same Jordan Poole because he's going to be facing a lot tougher defensive matchups. My favorite part of the game was hearing all the different commentaries on Koulibaly's name because every commentator said it differently.
Give us an example.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. I was drinking during the game. I just remember we were talking about it. Also at that game, because the All-Star game is in Indianapolis this year, Adam Silver was there, and that's something that's something we forgot to talk about. Charles Barkley and Adam Silver.
Oh gosh.
Go ahead. Let's talk about it.
Look, he's retired. He's 60-something years old, but just give Charles Barkley the MVP this year. So, the TNT, NBA on TNT, they had Adam Silver at the desk with Chuck, Ernie, Shaq, Kenny. And Chuck goes off script and asks Silver straight to his face about why domestic violence is a problem in the NBA and why there's not harsher punishments. And Silver clearly, like, I don't dislike Silver at all, but he had no response. You could see the gears turning as he's trying to think of things, and then he starts going on about how they're not trying to compete with other sports leagues in terms of how they're handling discipline, and when those things happen, the players are facing consequences. And I think Chuck actually, when he said that, said, "Do they?" Yeah, it was. It's a great little one-on-one, and like I said, just give Chuck the MVP this year. But then last night when he was on, or just before the game, they announced that we're going back to East versus West. Do you guys like that for the All-Star game? And
Yeah,
they're doing it this year.
I
do.
prefer it, honestly.
Yeah. Like I get the sorry. I get the appeal of wanting to see players that may not usually play together. But I just feel like the whole league is East versus West, so you might as well keep the whole All-Star game the same.
So the only concern I have is, like, if you go back to those like late 20 or late 2000s, early 2010s East-West teams, like the West was stacked. And like it's kind of not as fun when the talent disparity is heavily to one conference. And like the idea of the draft, because I think the NHL was the first one to do that. Like, it makes it fun. It adds another element to the All-Star game, where they're doing like it's backyard hoops, right? Like, you have your captains and you're picking your teams. And it led to some more diversity in the team lineups and team comps, and almost a more interesting game. I still don't think the All-Star game is that interesting because it's basically an open gym and they're just doing flashy things for the sake of people cheering, but nobody's actually playing, so it's like, what's the point?
I mean, that's how I feel about the whole weekend, but yeah.
I don't mind like the 3-point contest and like the skills challenge. Like, I think those are fun. But like the actual All-Star game and the dunk contest, I love, like, this year with Mac McClung was amazing. But if we were to go back to like Blake jumping over the hood of a car, that's not that interesting. Let's talk Celtics and Knicks. This is the game I think you had on, Austin.
Yeah, I had on for a decent amount. Then I turned it off, and then I put it back on. I watched the end of the game. But
So I think the just right off the jump, I think the biggest tell for this was the Porzingis acquisition has worked, at least in preseason.
Yep.
Now it is the Knicks. The Knicks are a playoff team, or they will be a very close playoff team if they don't make the playoffs, because some things can happen. So for Porzingis to drop 30 and 8 rebounds, that's a good sign for the Knicks. Jaylen Brown had a very quiet game. And this is one game I haven't really looked into, so I'm going to lean heavily on you. I don't know if he was playing good defense, if like he was getting good looks, like
honestly, he kind of faded into the background.
That's
it was definitely a Drew Tatum Kristaps type of game. Like there was one point, it was on the free throw, but they took Jaylen Brown out and left Derek White, Drew, and Tatum on the floor. I don't know why, but he did not feel like Jaylen Brown last night.
I mean, it's just one game, so he'll probably bounce right back. But
yeah,
just all of the stats are pretty quiet.
Porzingis did have 4 blocks though.
Now on the other side, RJ Barrett.
He's just gonna skip over that.
Wait, what?
Said Porzingis had 4 blocks last night too.
Oh, I did not have that pulled up.
Yeah.
He also hit the game winner.
Also that.
Or the game clinching. Yeah. The dagger. He hit the dagger. Which I did not know when I watched the end highlights that was the dagger.
Finals MVP incoming.
Drew, solid, very solid. He only had 9 points, but you don't get Drew Holiday so that he can be a scorer. That's not the point of getting him. In the last 12 minutes, it was a 31-26 to the Knicks, so the Knicks went on a big run, but then Porzingis had the dagger. RJ Barrett, very, very good game. 24 points, 2 assists.
But yes.
Yeah, but I mean, he was kind of... Besides quickly, no one else was doing anything.
Yeah.
You kept commenting all night on Julius Randle, but...
It was bad.
I was ignoring you because I know you don't like Randle, but now that I'm looking at the stats, I...
Like 3 of his 11 rebounds were on that one play I was talking about.
There was in the last 2-minute report, there was something that I had marked. So they called a flopping tech against Jalen Brunson, and it shouldn't have been called. So who knows? That could have changed the game. It's one game. It's a game in October. It's probably not going to matter, but
probably not.
But no, overall, just a very solid game. Again, this is the game I have watched the least amount of from it. But from both teams' perspectives, I like what I see from both teams. I'm a huge Quickly fan. I'm a huge Brunson fan. We've been saying this every year for the past 4 years, but this is RJ Barrett's year. Calling it.
Calm down.
Stop it.
Finally going to get out there. What did you guys think of Derek White sliding into a starting spot?
That's surprising, honestly.
I mean, they didn't really have an option, but
I think Richard should have gotten it. Or they could have.
moved
I mean,
moved Brown to
they
the
still have
second
a
guard.
big problem.
Yeah,
Like, besides Horford and Porzingis, they don't really have a big unless you do Mr. Cornet contest.
you remember when Angelo thought the Cornet contest was game changing?
It is.
It's
They should put
not.
it
Do you have
I'm
any
down with
thoughts
it.
on this game, Angelo? You've been relatively quiet. I know you're waiting.
No. It's
What's
all
he
good.
waiting for?
It's all good.
I think he knows the thing we're trying to keep quiet from him.
It's all good. It's all
Oh
good.
yeah,
Please, can you still be here?
I really hope not.
All right, Magic Rockets. 116 to 86 Magic win. Leading scorers from the game. Rockets leading scorer was 14 points.
Yes, it was not a good game for the Rockets at
No,
all.
and it's what you get for signing Dylan Brooks, and
They were one of 3 teams to score under 100 yesterday.
yeah, it was the Pacers were the first team to score above 100.
Yeah.
On the flip side, Franz Wagner, Paulo Banchero, Cole Anthony, all great games. Markel
Yeah.
Fultz even put up 10.
Yeah.
Rockets just, I mean, 3 players had 14 points. It was Dylan Brooks, Sengun, and Fred VanVleet. Besides that, no one else even came close to double digits. Well, Amin Thompson had 8. Woo.
1 for 7 from 3.
But Jalen Green, Jabari Smith Jr.,
Jabari Smith did foul out though.
that's fair, but like this is your future. This is the future of your
Yes,
organization. He fouled out, but he still played the third most minutes on the
Yes.
Rockets, and he only scored 7 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. Obviously, he's young. I get it. Like things happen, whatever. It's one game, but it's against the Magic, and the Magic are a team that are going to be fighting for that 8 seed. So this is a team that you should be able to contend with, and they got blown out. So not a great start for the Rockets. I'm calling it karma for signing Dylan Brooks. They should have just let him go to China.
Let him
Just
go to
let
China.
him go to China.
Markel Fultz had 3 steals.
Yeah, no, he had a very, very solid game. The thing for me that like just in my head I hadn't thought about is the fact that Gary Harris is now on this Magic team.
Mm-hmm.
They played a deep bench last night. I think they went to garbage time a little bit towards the end.
The Rockets are trash.
Yeah, they did.
That's
Well, that was a given before the season started. We knew that.
Yeah, like this is probably the like worst game of the night for me. Like even if you watch the highlights, it's just a very clunky game. It wasn't great.
But I'm okay with that from the Magic.
Yeah. No, you take the easy win. You don't have to exert much energy, and you get good performances out of your key players. John Isaac, 14 minutes, 11 points. That was pretty solid. I don't have his defensive stats written down, and I don't know why, because that's like
I mean,
that's his
stat-wise,
value.
he had 1 block. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't mean he wasn't a body down low.
Or on the perimeter. He's an excellent perimeter defender. Okay. I'm just going to get it out of the way.
go ahead.
Atlanta Hawks, Charlotte Hornets.
Let's go. Okay. Let's talk about the Atlanta Hawks and the Charlotte Hornets. So what happened, Rehn? What happened to superstar Trae Young, elite point guard Trae Young? You know, I don't know about you, but if I was Terry Rozier, I'd ask to play Trae Young every game. Honestly, he might be an All-NBA second team at that point.
He was still leading scorer on his team.
Yeah, he let's not pretend he didn't have 23 and 9.
How many fouls did he get?
I don't have that pulled up.
I mean, he made 4 shots. He had 15 free throws attempted.
Look, he's got that Whistle Hall of Fame badge. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know who didn't have a great game? Dante Murray. But you're not going to talk about that because he's the best point guard on the Atlanta Hawks, right?
Yeah.
Yep, 100%.
Why are you on his side?
I was on your side sarcastically.
Oh, I'm confused. Clint Capella and Sadiq Bey both had 15 points. Capella had 13 rebounds. Sadiq Bey had 5. Bey also had 5 steals.
Yeah.
On the flip side, PJ Washington, who underrated.
I agree.
I don't think he gets enough respect because people don't talk about him when they talk about the Hornets. 24. Was it 24? Do I have the right notes pulled up? Hold on. 25. 25 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Brandon Miller, rookie debut, 13 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Solid game. He might have had... Did he have... Hold on, I don't want to say something before I read it. Scroll. Yeah, he arguably had the best rookie performance last night. Right? Oh, I forgot to look at Scoot. We'll get to Scoot. I'm going to go ahead and confidently say he had the best rookie performance last night.
He did not.
He did not? Who did?
We'll get there.
Okay, we'll get there. Mark Williams, another name that you don't think about. 13 point, 15 rebound, double-double with 1 assist, 3 steals, and 1 block. Gordon Hayward, about to go to the retirement home, 10 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds. He's still, like...
He's a good role player.
Yeah, he's not the Utah Jazz Gordon Hayward hitting the threes in people's face, but, like, if you have a guy... Now, granted, he's getting paid a lot of money to do it, but if you have a guy that's going to average 10 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists, you take it. Like, that's a good stat line, especially when he's not the focus point of your offense. Do we know when Miles Bridges is returning to the team?
We do not.
At
least I don't.
I thought he got arrested again.
There's no way.
When did that happen?
There's no way. I would have seen that.
Yeah, well, 2 weeks ago, he turned himself in after an arrest warrant was issued. He violated the protection order.
Oh. But it's not... He's... There's nothing on here. Charges sentencing 2 weeks. Criminal summons issued. I don't know. But if he comes back, even though he shouldn't, right? Like that's the running theme of these sports leagues is these players should not return to their careers. That does make that Hawks team or the Hornets team a little scary in my opinion. Not like a contender threat, right? But like an upset threat, like first round. Yeah. Because they do have a lot of talent there. LaMelo Ball, fantastic. Terry Rozier can come out and give you 30 and you don't act surprised. PJ Washington, we just talked about being underrated. Gordon Hayward, elite role player. Brandon Miller, solid. JT Thor, solid. Theo Maledon, solid. What is the next game on the list? Pistons at Miami.
Yes, about the Pistons. Let's talk about the Pistons.
Okay, let's talk about the Pistons. Go ahead.
How'd Cade Cunningham do in his debut game, man?
What do you mean his debut game?
Of the season.
Oh, it's like he's been in the league.
What?
Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead. No, okay. Oh, that's okay? Okay, that's okay? Okay.
No, I was letting you lead this, and then you backed out, so I have to pull it up.
He had 30 points.
This is your...
Oh, okay.
This is your moment. What was
Cam
the shooting
Thomas
splits
had
though?
36.
Yeah, Cam Thomas had 36.
Oh, stop this. Cam Thomas had 36. 30 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds. He was pretty far and away the best Piston on the court as far as offensive contribution. Jalen
I mean,
Duren getting a bunch of boards.
I could drop 30 if I was being guarded by Jimmy Butler.
Stop it. You can barely drop 30 in the rec.
Jeez.
You know, looking at this roster right now though for the Heat, like it's depressing.
It is.
It's old.
It's old. It's
But they somehow got contributions everywhere. Bam, 22 points. Hero, 16 points. Jimmy, 19 points. Kevin Love gave him 13 points. Like,
yeah, you're not gonna.
I don't know how.
Are you saying that Kevin Love is gonna get this team over a hump
I'm
into
not
the
saying
playoffs?
that. I'm just saying they seem to get
Do
contributions
you think
everywhere.
Duncan Robinson, who barely
That's
got
what I'm
playing
saying.
time last year, is gonna be a contributor to a team that's gonna make the playoffs?
Like,
I mean, they'll make the playoffs, but
they'll make the play-in probably.
on the flip side, though, Jade Cunningham did drop 30 and 9. It was a pretty impressive game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beef Stew, Isaiah Stewart, 14 points, 14 rebounds, also a solid game. Jalen Duren,
14 rebounds.
17 points, 14 rebounds.
Yeah.
So basically, Jalen Duren's existence is to be the big that rebounds for the shot chucking point guard.
Yeah, it's Adams.
The modern
He has the
NBA.
Adam role. He has the Adam role.
Killian Hayes is for some reason starting, and that's depressing me actually.
Let's go, Killian.
I'm actually. Why did Jaden Ivey only played 17 minutes? What, Austin? What happened?
Did he foul out? Did he get hurt?
No, he wasn't starting.
How am I supposed to know?
You're the man in the chair.
You're the guy.
You're the
You're
guy.
the guy.
Ready for this.
The guy. I wasn't
I
ready.
didn't get a script.
There's no reason given. There's no reason given.
Yeah, no.
So, Cade Cunningham. It's him. That's all I'm saying.
Forget Cade Cunningham. Why is Jaden Ivey only playing 17 minutes?
Well, you know.
Marvin Bagley played as many minutes. Joe Harris played 4 minutes less.
Well, you know the Pistons got to get another top pick somehow. So.
Oh, that's fair. They still need. I don't know. What do they even need?
Time. I don't know.
Maybe a 4? Like I like Isaiah
Wing
Stewart,
fours.
but like they need that.
They got really good rebounding, honestly.
I like Asar Thompson a lot.
Yeah.
Of the Thompson twins, I like. Amin Thompson is nice, but I really like Asar.
So.
Oh God, he
they got a
doesn't
nice
have
roster.
anything.
Who's next?
We're just moving. We're just moving right along. I like it. But Tyler Hero, again, this is why I don't think steals are conducive of defense. Tyler Hero had 3 steals.
He's an alt-world defender.
Oh God. Timber Pops and Raptors.
Ah, yes, he said.
Why are we?
I mean, they were Timber Pups. They didn't even score.
So, for those wondering at home, and sorry, this is like a more low energy podcast this week. Back to normal next week. It's been a rough week. It's been a really rough week. In 2K, Angelo is a furry.
Stop it.
You run around in a fursuit.
Stop it. It's a mascot.
It's a fursuit. There's no difference.
It's a mascot. I'm telling you.
Look, no. Go to Google right now.
I'm not. I am definitely not gonna Google what you're gonna tell me to Google.
No. Trust me on this.
All right.
So what I want you to do. Because do you know what the Timberwolves mascot is? Like what his
Yeah,
name is?
Crunch.
So Google Crunch mascot.
Crunch mascot.
Get the 2K image of that out of your mind, right? Because the 2K one's like really bulky. Tell me that's not just a fursona. To my face right now. Tell me that's not a furry.
It's not a furry.
What is the... We're going off on a... okay.
Tangent.
We're just going on a tangent. Do you know what the Nashville Predators mascot's name is?
No.
It's Nash. Gnash. Right?
Ganache.
Search that.
Okay.
Search that, but mascot. Tell me this is not just a fursona. This is you. You are a furry now. From
No, I
this
am
day
not.
forward, Angelo is recognized as
No.
a furry.
Well, I am a forward, but you know.
No, it's a furry.
Forward.
Angelo is a furry.
No.
Mm-hmm. That's now in the lore. OKC Thunder, Chicago Bulls, 124-104. 20-point victory for the OKC Thunder. Did you guys know Josh Giddey's like one of the highest ranked players in fantasy basketball because of how many points he's going to generate?
Probably because of rebound and assists.
Rebounds, assists, steals.
Yeah.
And he's becoming like more of a scorer, which you like to see. SGA
Sure.
came out 31-10-5, just a casual Shea game. Chet Holmgren, and some of us on this panel have picked Chet Holmgren to win Rookie of the Year. There was a
I would
moment.
change my choice if I could.
There was a moment, okay, when I was talking about the Brandon Miller game, and I said I think he had the best performance of all rookies.
Well, you said Scoot Henderson, but
Or,
yes.
no, I said Brandon Miller.
You said Scoot Henderson.
I was comparing him to Scoot. I said, or maybe it's Scoot. I didn't get to, like, I was saying Brandon Miller, and then I compared him to Scoot.
Mm-hmm.
There was a moment when you said no that I panicked and thought Chet actually had a good game.
Oh no!
We
no,
know
it was someone that made me even happier.
Oh God!
Oh, that made you even happier. Who?
The Thunder shot 54.9% from the field, so they shot 55% from the field. 19 for 39 from three. DeMar DeRozan, I know Austin doesn't like him, but you can't hate 20 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists.
Sure,
Just a steal.
It's not 30.
Kobe White, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Also, like, that's pretty uplifting for me if I'm a Bulls fan, because you need someone else. Like, Levine, DeMar, Vucevic, Patrick Williams. They're solid. Caruso, overrated. I'm just going to say it. You need another person that's going to go out and get a bucket.
Oh, I know who Austin's referring to.
Are we not going to talk about the Bulls and Thunder? Are we just moving along?
Did you say the Bulls?
Yes.
We're
Were
moving
you
on.
not listening?
He said the Bulls. We're moving on.
Okay. If you're a Bulls or Thunder fan, apologies.
No. Thunder, cool. He said the Bulls.
Yeah, but
don't redirect the shade that I threw. The shade needs to go where the shade needs to go. It's all good.
All right, Pelicans, Grizzlies. The Desmond Bain game. Future
It's
MVP.
here.
I honestly didn't
It's
look
here.
at that game.
It
You
is
didn't?
here.
Pull it up real quick because it's actually a pretty solid game. 111-104. The Pelicans won.
It is time.
Zion Williamson, his one healthy game this year, 23 points, 7 boards. Herb
Nice
Jones.
PG finals pick.
Herb Jones, 13-8. CJ McCollum, 24, 6-4. Brandon Ingram, 19, 6 and 7. Valanciunas, 12 and 12. Like, all around, just a great game from the Pelicans. To be fair to the Grizzlies, they don't have their best shooter, if you know what I mean.
This guy.
Xavier Tillman, 17 and 12 is exciting. Jaren Jackson did not have a good game at all. Zaire Williams, not a great game at all.
Nope.
Desmond Bane, though, 31, 5 and 5. Marcus Smart, 17, 3 and 0. Tillman also had 3 steals. Marcus Smart had 2 steals. Again, not conducive of defense, but you generating turnovers. Imagine if you had a point guard that was quick and could finish in transition. You might win that game. Did we talk about the fact that they're not playing rap anymore at the FedEx Forum?
No,
I don't know if we talked about that. So the Grizzlies have stopped playing rap music at or during warm-ups. Now they only play smooth jazz and R&B. Like, they're out there playing like
Smooth jazz.
Jason Derulo. Like, I get it. When your star player has made a name for himself for poor decisions on Instagram Live, you got to distance yourself from that culture, I guess. But at the same time, like, this was hardcore knee-jerk because there's plenty of rap music out there they could have stayed with that doesn't, mention shooting people all the time.
Yeah.
Instead, they just decided to go all the way to, like, Boys to Men. I don't know what they're playing.
Well, apparently you do. Smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz. Speaking of jazz, that was a segue. Sacramento Kings, Utah Jazz.
That was a segue.
Kings defeat Jazz 131-14. You would think the fact that I actually have the list, I would be prepared, but I'm not.
No, it was
bad.
It was a Harrison Barnes game.
Was it a Harrison Barnes game?
It was Harrison.
Nothing else, and you're kidding yourself. If you say anything else, you're kidding yourself.
What?
I don't know.
Like, I get that he had 33 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists, but let's not say Domantas Sabonis 22 and 12 is something to, like, sleep on.
But it's all about the points.
Exactly.
But
see, Austin gets it.
On the other side, Jordan Clarkson, who cares?
So
24 points.
Exactly. So, okay, I want you to do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want you to go to Google, since you told me to go to Google.
I love
and I want you to Google. Okay.
Go. What am I Googling?
Okay, and I want you to go to the NBA scores for opening, whatever, night, weekend, whatever you want to call it. And tell me how long it takes you to find someone whose picture isn't on those score sheets that didn't lead the game in scoring.
Hold on. I have to, like, look through them. You don't have a soundboard for Jeopardy?
No.
Now I'm disappointed.
Yeah. Hold on. We can.
You don't have it. That's fine.
No, I don't.
But regardless, it does happen. I haven't looked at all the box scores yet.
You would have to look at all the box scores to find one example, and that's my point.
But regardless, Lauri Markkanen, 19 points, 10 rebounds. Did you guys expect him to continue his performance from last year, or did you think that was like lightning in a bottle?
Yeah, I thought it was lightning in a bottle.
But one game is one game, but doesn't seem like it, right? So
we'll see.
We'll see. Austin's still on the fence.
Colin Sexton, the former Cav, disappointment. THT, who Lakers fans used to pretend was worth a first-round pick and a fringe all-star player, 8 points, 4 rebounds. Sorry, Lakers just have to catch us straight because we're not going to talk about the Lakers tonight.
Yep.
Kevin Herter sucks.
We're not talking. God.
Well, we'll talk a little bit where we're not going to like. Oh no, I closed my.
Oh my god.
Aha, there we go. Haha. No, I didn't. Mavs and Spurs.
Rookie of the year.
There it is. That's what I thought it was.
Who's the rookie of the year?
Derek Lively.
Yep.
Look. All right, we'll start. I'll start with Luka, since points are all that matters. But he had a
Was
triple
Luka on
double.
the front page?
Yes, he was. He had 33 points. He led the game in scoring, but he also led the game in rebounds and led the game in assists.
Yes.
Like both teams, he led both teams in all 3 categories. If like the scoring is irrelevant at that point, Angelo. If he had if Kyrie Irving has 33 points, 6 assists and 2 rebounds, right? Luka has 32 points, 10 assists and 13 rebounds. Who's going to get that front page feature? Is Luka?
Kyrie.
No.
Kyrie.
Grant Williams.
Show me the example that says it isn't.
We'll find that later. He also had 2 steals. Kyrie, 22, 2, and 6. Grant Williams, 17.6 rebounds. Tim Hardaway off the bench, 17.6 rebounds, 4 assists. Derek Lively, apparently rookie of the year from 1 game, 16 points, 10 boards off the bench. I didn't expect him to come off the bench.
He was off the bench for the first half.
Well, yeah, that's off the bench.
Started
Though.
the rest.
That's off the bench, though.
Yeah,
technically,
he's already the starter now.
Technically,
it took half a game for them to realize he's starting.
I mean, I was shocked he wasn't. Devin Vassell led the Spurs, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals.
Wait, the generational talent didn't lead his team?
Keldon Johnson, 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. Victor Wembanyama played only 23 minutes due to foul trouble, but still had 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Trey Jones off the bench, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists.
So we're just forgiving his foul trouble.
I mean, foul trouble happens. Foul trouble happens.
Okay. Not to
He had just as many points as Derek Lively in less minutes.
He also started.
Well, hold on. Angelo, future Angelo.
Oh no. What's up?
Play back when Austin said that Derek Lively started.
He said he started after. Okay.
I said he started after the half. He was the starting center. They took out Derek Jones after 12 minutes. That's different than being in the game the entire time.
Who?
Could have been. Derek Jones?
Who?
Exactly.
No, who?
Do you know who Derek Jones is?
I know who Derek Jones is. He wasn't the starting center on the lineup sheet, though.
But they took him out.
Yeah, but it was Maxi Kleber starting.
Could have been Grant Williams.
No, it literally on the lineup sheet, Maxi Kleber is the starting center.
Oh. Well, then they moved everyone around.
Maxi Kleber had 6, 7, and 2.
Yes.
Decent game from a role player. Jeremy Sochan, 13, 8, and 5. Trey Jones, 16, 5, and 6. I think we already talked about Trey Jones. I don't like Trey Jones coming off the bench, and I think that's just because I'm a fan of his. But he should be starting. Cedi Osman. How the hell do you say his name, Angelo?
Cedi.
That's what I've always said, but I've heard Chetty, and I just wanted to make sure. 12 points, 2 assists, 0 rebounds. You remember, like, the memes when LeBron left that he was the next Cav great?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we
nobody
did.
was taking it seriously, but it's just one of those memories in my head that's just still hilarious to me. You also remember when he, like, bled yellow out of his nose?
I mean,
No.
he was signed to a pretty decent contract at the time.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't worth it. But, like, Timothy Mozgov was signed to a pretty decent contract.
No, I mean like team friendly contract. That probably added
Oh,
to
yeah,
his,
yeah. I mean, because he was a bench player. He was a bench player that was starting. And the last game for last night, and then we'll talk about the Lakers. Portland Trailblazers, Clippers. Clippers won 123-111.
Oh,
What?
the Clippers won. Okay.
The
So,
Clippers beat the Portland Trailblazers.
oh. So now the Portland Trailblazers are the sorry excuse of a team I've been saying they are. Weird. You know, if you would have asked Red Miller, I wouldn't know based on the things Red Miller has said whether he thinks they're a dumpster fire or not.
Angelo,
I don't know.
Angelo, do you know who their starting three is?
Is it not? Is it not?
No, it's not who
Grant.
you think.
It's not
No,
Grant.
no, he's their starting four.
Oh.
Do you know who their starting three is?
Is it a point guard?
No, it's not a point guard.
That would be
It's not a
sweet.
point guard. Austin, do you know who it is?
I do not.
Matisse Thybulle.
Yeah, hey man, he's got defense.
Homie.
Oh, what? Now you want to say homie? Now you want call him a dumpster fire?
No.
Call him a dumpster fire.
They are. They absolutely are now.
Okay.
This is the worst team.
No.
I think.
This is not the worst team.
This is probably the worst team. Malcolm Brogdon's wearing number 92.
It's not the worst.
That
team.
makes me really uncomfortable.
You watch the Wizards and the Bulls play, and you want to tell me they're the get out of here.
So Anthony Simons 18-4-2, Scoot Henderson 11-4-3, Jeremy Grant 13-1-3, Matisse Thybulle starting shooting or small forward 8-1-1. Shaden Sharp off the bench 14-3-6. Malcolm Brogdon also off the bench led the team in scoring 20 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds in 23 minutes. A really solid game from Brogdon. I still think they should flip him, but I think it's too late now. I think now they have to wait for the Stipend rule. Not the Stipend rule. The 30-60-90 rule. Robert Williams 10-7 off the bench. Here's the thing.
Good.
If you look at their bench performance, they have a good bench. It's just the starters. DeAndre Ayton 4 points, 12 rebounds. That's not going to get the job done. He only played 23 minutes though. On the other side, Clippers. Do you know who the leading scorer for the Clippers were?
It wasn't it Evok and
No. I mean, he was number 3.
Paul George and Kawhi?
It was Paul George and Kawhi. It was a stupid question. I just wanted to see if I could trick you. Paul George 27 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. Kawhi Leonard 23 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Bones Highland off the bench 17 points, 3 assists. Russell Westbrook, or the shell of Russell Westbrook, 11 points, 13 assists. So a vintage Russ game. You're kicking the Blazers when they're down at this point.
Good. They deserve it.
What has Scoot done to deserve it?
That's not the thing Scoot has done. It's the Portland Trail Blazers.
I guess.
Yeah.
But again, like you can't. You have to agree that the bench played solid.
Yes.
If they can figure out a way to not have Matisse Thybulle be their starting small forward, they'll be fine. They're not going to be a playoff team, but they'll be fine.
Justin calls him thigh bully.
I know it's Austin does it too. Austin also said he'd be right back.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and talk about your Lakers.
My quote unquote Lakers.
You're the one that made me talk about them. LeBron James
21 minutes.
lost.
What if I told
21
you
minutes.
LeBron James had less minutes played than Kawhi Leonard?
21 minutes.
Yeah, 21 minutes. That's what I said.
21 points.
Did he not also have 21 minutes?
No, he had 29 minutes.
Oh, 29. I'm pretty sure Kawhi Leonard played the same amount as LeBron James.
I already closed that one. Torian Prince, 18 points, 3 rebounds. Anthony Davis, 17, 8 and 4. D'Angelo Russell, 11, 7 and 4. Austin Reeves, 14, 4 and 8. Great game from the starters. Bench left a lot to be desired, which is weird because they have, Gabe Vincent.
Yeah, they have Gabe Vincent, man.
Cam Reddish, I really do like on this Lakers team. I think that
Yeah.
he'll play a lot better than that going forward. Rui Hachimura, same thing.
He's a really versatile player. I think they're going to use him in different spots, especially if LeBron James is only going to play 30 minutes a game.
Christian Wood, another solid piece for this team.
Pickup.
Like, I like this Lakers team on paper, but the game isn't played on paper. Did we ever talk about the hilarity of the fact that D'Angelo Russell and LeBron James or D'Angelo Russell is back on the Lakers?
No.
After the Swaggy P? Like, that was a weird time to be alive because everyone was acting like D'Angelo Russell was some terrible person.
Yeah, like he kicked a puppy or something.
Right. And like poor Nick Young, like what?
Okay, so I will say he did kind of break bro code with that though.
But like
so
there's a level.
I guess so. I guess that's true. So I'm just trying to be devil's advocate at this point.
Yeah, Swaggy P is not where to be devil's advocate. On the flip side, Nikola Jokic, best player in basketball, 29, 11, and 13. Michael Porter Jr., 12 and 12. Aaron Gordon, 15, 7, 5. KCP, 22 and 1. Jamal Murray, 21, 2 and 6. Yeah, they're the defending champions and they're playing like it. So, what is there like? That's why I was saying like, there's no point for me to talk about this game. Like, what is there to talk about? The Nuggets are amazing.
The Lakers.
But what are we talking about with the Lakers?
That LeBron isn't playing like 35 to 40 minutes a game.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it was also very evident they were not winning this game. Let's see how because they played tonight. Let's see how many minutes he gets tonight.
Okay.
Because I think that was just, it was very obvious they were losing that game. Like, they have no answer for Jokic. And yeah, like, nobody does. But there was nothing the Lakers could do. Who else played?
For a second, I've been listening. There was a report that LeBron's long-term, I don't even know what to call him. I'm going to call him athletic trainer, but I know that's not what he is. The dude he's been working out with forever.
Yeah.
That him and the Lakers have decided LeBron's going to play 20 to 30 minutes per game.
Wow.
So they put him on a leash when it comes to minutes.
Wow.
That's
the Lakers are screwed.
Strange.
My assumption, he's probably trying to make sure he can last and play at a good level for Bronny.
Yep.
I mean, he doesn't have anything left to prove, so
that's why he's like, let me just make sure I save some stuff for Bronny, so he's not just playing with the bum of a dad.
We'll go ahead and talk about the other game from that night. Suns Warriors. Suns win 108-104.
Chris Paul getting more minutes than Steph
keep
Curry.
in mind that I was going to say that. Keep in mind that when this episode airs, a lot more games will have been played.
Yeah.
This is Thursday night, so we only have Tuesday, Wednesday. we're not going to do this every week where we go through each game. It's just this was NBA tip-off, and I wanted to watch a lot of highlights today, okay? Leave me alone. So, yeah, what Angelo just said, Chris Paul played more minutes than Steph Curry. Granted, Steph Curry had 27 points. Chris Paul had 14. Chris Paul had 9 assists. Curry had 1, so it kind of evens out certain points responsible for. Andrew Wiggins, 10, 0, and 1. Klay Thompson, 15, 3, and 7. The Warriors shot 23.3% from 3. 10 for 43. That is like an Angelo stat line over 3 games.
Stop it. Wait, what was the line?
10 and 43.
Yeah, that's actually about right.
I said. Devin Booker led the Suns, 32 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. Kevin Durant had a quiet 18 and 10. Yusuf Nurkic, 14 and 14.
So is it just the Warriors shooting slumped? But
Yeah.
the good news is the Chris Paul experiment seems to at least be working as far as getting the second unit more involved.
Oh, for sure. I think that like having someone that is more of a playmaker, because Steph's an elite playmaker, but Chris Paul is head and shoulders above him. And that's not disrespecting Steph. That's just that's the one thing like even someone that's not a fan of Chris Paul like would say. I think it did generate more offense for that second unit, and it does give more offensive because you can play Chris Paul with that bench while Clay, Dre, Wiggins, and Curry are on the bench, and it's going to generate some offense just because he's going to get them open looks.
Do you have to at least show some appreciation for Chris Paul willing to take different roles as his career has advanced?
No, I fully appreciate Chris Paul, but here's the reason. Here's my, and it's the same thing for Jimmy Butler. Okay, I can recognize they're a talented player, right? I can recognize they're one of the best, maybe one of the best of all time. Fair?
Fair.
But people like you, and I'm specifically calling you out here, all you care about are accolades. The stats don't matter. But why do we say that the point god or Jimmy Butler when they haven't won anything? But all we care about is accolades. That's what matters. We're back on the accolades. We do this every episode. But that's where, like, it's the hypocrisy of, like, because you only hear that from people that say both of those things. Oh, he's the point god. Oh, he's Jimmy Butler. Oh, I only care about the finals. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter if you led the league in assists 6 years in a row. Doesn't matter if you have records. All that matters is if you've won the Larry O'Brien. I hate to tell you, Chris Paul has never won the Larry O'Brien. Jimmy Butler has never won the Larry O'Brien. So why do they get a pass? Nothing?
Angelo's Mr. Accolades, right?
Yeah.
Do you think Robert Horry should be in the Hall of Fame?
Big shot, Bob?
Yeah. 7 rings, kind of impressive.
And I mean, the reason that some of those rings were won, like the sole reason. I think we broke him.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, he pulled an Angelo. Did you hear anything I said?
Some of it.
Oh. So defend it.
Defend what?
So why do you care? Like, why is the Larry O'Brien trophy the only thing that matters? But the point god and Jimmy Butler get a pass.
Because the Larry O'Brien trophy is not the only thing that matters, it's the end goal. But it's what you do in the playoffs.
What has Chris Paul done in the playoffs? What has Hemi Butler done in the
Listen.
playoffs?
I know I just called him the point god, but I am not a Chris Paul stan. So let's get this
Okay,
out the way right now.
let's rewind it to Hemi Butler then. Let's make
Yes.
this a Jimmy episode.
Yes.
So what has Jimmy done in the playoffs? Lost?
Excuse me? The man who is one of the first people and one of the only people in history to lead an 8-seed team to the NBA Finals.
Did
Knocked
they win?
out Giannis twice.
Did they win?
Knocked out Giannis twice.
Did they win?
Knocked out Giannis twice.
Did they win? No, answer the question. Did they win?
Knocked out Giannis twice.
Okay, but did they win?
He knocked out Giannis twice.
Okay.
Well,
was
victory.
Giannis his opponent in the NBA Finals?
No, but Giannis had just come off of NBA Finals of his own.
So what you're saying
knocked
is
off.
he did not win the NBA Finals. Jimmy
No, he just
Butler
knocked
has
off.
not won an NBA Finals in his career. So hold on, does leading an 8 seed to the finals and losing get you in the Hall of Fame?
It might.
Oh my god. But having an unbreakable record, that doesn't count. Having a record that nobody will ever touch doesn't count, but losing as an 8 seed, that counts. Are you serious right now?
Hey man, it's all about the allure.
Angelo.
Ryan's broken now.
Ren is broken now.
Did Jimmy Butler win an NBA Finals?
No.
So why does he get a pass? Why doesn't John Stockton, who did a lot more in his career, get a pass? Why doesn't Karl Malone, who, God, hate the man, like the player, hate the man, hate,
doesn't get a pass. Stop it.
No, what I'm saying is from a basketball point of view, hate the man, like the player, right? Statistically, why does he not get a pass from Angelo? Why does he not get the Angelo stamp of approval? He did a lot more in his career than Jimmy Butler's done. Charles Barkley gave Jordan's Bulls the best challenge. Why doesn't he get a pass? But Jimmy Butler gets a pass for losing as an 8 seed?
Did he knock off one of the best players in the world?
So did Charles Barkley.
Who?
I don't know, but I bet it happened. I would bet it happened. I can go look up the Suns' playoff runs.
You gonna say David Robinson?
Yeah. Probably. Let's see. I'm confused by Basketball References layout for the playoff record. Like, this is actually confusing. I also forgot that it used to be best of 5 for the first 4 rounds. Wow.
So, I'll acknowledge it's a bit biased and it can be unfair, but it is what it is.
But that's hypocrisy.
I mean, I didn't say this was all fair, man. I'm just saying. I'm just asking questions here.
So yeah, he was he on this team? Hold on. Why is this website so confusing?
I love it. Rehn trying.
Oh yeah. 2023. I definitely wanted the 2023.
I love it. Ren's being broken right now.
I'm not being broken. I'm just this website has a terrible user interface.
Yeah.
That was a really good. Why am I on the Trailblazers? How did that happen? Holy Mother of God, Basketball Reference. Why am I back on 2022? Hold on. I got this.
You don't got this. You don't got this.
I don't got this. I give up. I'll find it. But I guarantee it happened
Eventually.
at least once.
No.
Hold on, what? 19. I'm
To
at
the
this
next
point.
segment.
Hold on. Okay, I give up. I'll find it later, but I guarantee it happened. But that's just pure straight up hypocrisy. You are being a full blown hypocrite because Jimmy Butler gets a pass, and that's why I can respect that Jimmy Butler is a talented player. I fully understand that he's one of the best in the world. I'm not going to argue with that, but I don't understand why so many basketball fans are giving him a pass, and those same basketball fans are the ones that say accolades are what matter. It's all about the Larry O'Brien. That's all that matters. John Stockton doesn't get a pass.
Do we put Jimmy Butler above John Stockton?
I don't know. Do you?
No.
You don't.
No. All time? No.
Where do you put Butler?
Listen, I am just arguing he is top 100. I am not saying that he's a top whatever Stockton is, 30, 40, wherever you want to put him. He's not there. That's kind of the thing I think you like are just lost in the moment and you fail to see the overarching point, I guess.
No, I see the
Because
point.
the moment is the moment and you can enjoy the moment. But at the end of the day, yes, what Jimmy Butler didn't accomplish and what he did accomplish is going to define him. And no, Jimmy Butler currently is not above Stockton or Malone. So that's actually kind of a bad example, I guess. I don't know.
Just so you know, we're gonna need this soundbite for later when we're in the playoffs and Jimmy Butler is down 3-1 and he has a game that he scores 22 points and we act like he's the best player of all time because he didn't lose an elimination game. Because that's gonna happen, because that always happens. We can live in the moment and respect greatness while actually respecting greatness, because right now we have the Giannis's of the world. And yes, the Heat beat the Bucks. It was not Jimmy Butler beat Giannis Antetokounmpo. Let's stop that now. That's not how.
Twice.
The Heat beat the Milwaukee Bucks.
Twice.
Let's in those games, was Jimmy Butler guarding and being guarded by Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Knocked him off twice.
And were the differences in their points the differences in the score of that game? That's what I'm saying. You're looking at it too much from the team point of view as the player. And we need to look at the player.
That works, buddy.
But we should look at the player.
We have this argument on the football podcast with the quarterback. The quarterback gets too much of the blame when the team loses and too much of the credit when the team wins. This is no different than insert star player in basketball. When the team loses, star player gets credit. We don't talk about the nuances of LeBron's, 6 finals losses. We just say always 4-6. So this is not some new phenomenon that just started happening that you're pointing out. Right?
I mean, I don't do that.
I mean, okay.
I think Austin has a family emergency, so he has, I think, left the pod for the night. I think we're about wrapping up anyway.
Yeah, we're about to.
Hey, look, down in the description, click those links. That's the links to all of our socials, the donation button, the Patreon, all those things. If you support the channel, hit those things up. Also, check out Angelo and Alex over on the No Reserves Football Podcast. 2 times a week, and I still, to this day, you say it every week, do not remember when you release. I think it's Tuesday, Thursday, but
Yes.
gun to my head, I wouldn't say that. Okay, I would have been right.
Sometimes we will change the Thursday episode because we are actually trying to get a few more guests on. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's usually Tuesday and Thursday.
Speaking of that, they had their first guest host this week.
Oh, it went interesting. I'm not
I
sure.
haven't.
I'm not. I wouldn't. I'm not sure. I'm a fan of the way it turned out because I don't think the episode overall. I think was weird to me.
I figured it was gonna be, but hey, check it out.
One thing that we did do that I did enjoy because I actually released it in parts.
Mhm.
The part where me and Alex were talking, and then the part where the guest came on.
And then you
Um,
dipped.
at the start, yeah, I had a little mini emergency, but regardless of all that, um, we did have reminiscence of you know things that have happened over the course of our leagues, and I do actually have a question for you
Mhm.
because this came up in the context of a dynasty league, but you can bring this in sports anyway. What to you was the most devastating loss to you in your life personally, as far as watching your sports team fail?
Um, for me personally, it's probably going to be the Malice at the Palace
That's the most
because
devastating.
so like
You
think about it.
pandered pussy.
No. So no. So think about it from the perspective going into that season, the Pacers, granted I was young as hell, but the Pacers were very clearly the favorites to win that year. Reggie's in the twilight of his career. This is the one shot, right? And then the cup gets thrown and everything is done. Half the team suspended for the entire season. Even Reggie, who just walked off the bench to try to stop people from running into the fan or into the stands, got suspended. Jermaine O'Neal suspended. Steven Jackson suspended. Ron Artest, who was an MVP candidate, suspended. Like, yeah, the Paul George era Pacers, one of the best defensive teams of all time. I totally get it. And then losing to or losing in the Eastern Conference Finals, like, yeah, that's devastating. But nothing was quite like that because that team was the favorite.
Hmm.
And it all went to crap in like 20 seconds because of a cup of beer. And it's at the
Okay,
end of the
that's fair.
game. So, like, personally, like, that's the most detrimental to the Pacers that ever happened. And that's the team. Or I mean, I'm a Penguins fan. So the Winter Classic 2012, 13, David Steckel sidelines Sidney Crosby in the head, takes him out. The
Ooh.
back-to-back concussions, like that changed the course of his career and changed the course of the Penguins' Stanley Cup hope. So that could also be one. I don't remember if the Pens lost that game though, but you can have a devastating win too.
That is true. I don't know. You just
Oh. You got anything else?
I think I'm good with that.
All right. Hey guys, we'll be back to normal episodes next week. Like we said, we just kind of wanted to get a season tip-off episode out of the way, and also this was a hell of a week for me and I think Angelo as well.
Yeah.
I think we both had a busy week at work, and Austin as well. His week is always busy, so we'll be back to normal next week. High energy, stupid, annoying, obnoxious. The things you love about us.
Yeah, we had our moments.
Yeah, at the end, we rallied at the end. We had that end of the game run.
Yeah.
But thanks for
I'm
listening.
surprised you know what that is as a Pacers fan.
Thanks for listening. Unfortunately, Angelo did not break out the soundboard this week. Terrible, absolutely terrible. He broke it out while we were getting ready to record. What? That one's stupid. That one's just annoying. But yeah, we'll see you guys
Alex,
next week.
the one Alex hates the most is this one.
That's horribly stupid.
Yeah.
I hate
that's
all
one
of
out.
this. We'll see you all next week. Have a good week.
See ya.